At Open Circle, we share practices that help us to discover that all of life is a practice. This week, our practice is being guided by Cliff Berrien. Cliff has over 40 years of experience as a drummer, percussionist, DJ, and music educator. His degree in psychology focused on studying cultural expressions of collective joy as transformative ways to develop creativity, cultural dexterity, and contemplative practice. Cliff combines his interest in the diversity of the world's music and contemplative practices with a passion for building compassionate community as a member of the Center for Action and Contemplation program design team in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Welcome, Cliff.
Thank you, Lex. It's so good to be here with you all. I hope you're having a good day. And thank you, Valerie, for that beautiful story. I'm about to share a story as well, and it's a story about great art. And the practice that I'm going to ask you to do is just to keep your eyes open, keep your face relaxed, and enjoy the art images that I'm about to share. And the words that I'm about to share, which are from Ken Wilber's book, The Eye of Spirit. It's from a chapter called Integral Art and Theory, Contemplating Great Art. So for the next 16 minutes or so, we're going to be asking you to contemplate the art images on your screen. Just let them in and enjoy. Let me share with you what great art is finally all about. When I directly view, say, a Van Gogh, I'm reminded of what all great art has in common: the capacity to simply take your breath away, to literally, actually make you inwardly gasp, at least for that second or two when the art first hits you, or more accurately, first enters your being. You swoon a little bit. You are lightly stunned, open to perceptions that you had not seen before. Sometimes, of course, it is much quieter than that. A piece of art seeps into your pores gently, and yet you are changed somehow, maybe just a little, maybe a lot, but you are changed. No wonder that for the East and the West alike, until just recent times, art was often considered with profound spiritual transformation. And I don't mean merely religious or iconographic art. Some of the great modern philosophers, from Schelling to Schiller to Schopenhauer, have all pinpointed a major reason for great art's power to transcend. When we look at any beautiful object, be it natural or artistic, we suspend all other activity and are simply aware. We only want to contemplate the object. While we are in this contemplative state, we do not want anything from the object. We just want to contemplate it. And we want the experience of contemplating it to never end. We don't want to eat it or own it or run from it or alter it, but to only look, to contemplate it. And we want that feeling of contemplation of great art to never end. In that contemplative awareness, our own egoic grasping in time comes momentarily to rest, and we relax into our basic awareness. We rest with the world as it is, not as it should be, not as we wish it to be. We're face to face with the calm, the eye in the center of the storm. Great art has this power to grab your attention and suspend it. We stare, sometimes awestruck, sometimes silent, but we cease the restless movement that otherwise characterizes our every waking moment. And it doesn't matter what the actual content of the art is. Not for this. Great art grabs you against your will and then suspends your will. And you're ushered into a quiet clearing that is free of desire, free of grasping, free of ego, free of the usual self-contraction. And through that opening or clearing in your own awareness, a clearing may come that flashes higher truths, subtle revelations, and profound connections. For a moment, you might even touch eternity. Who can say otherwise when time itself is suspended in the clearing that great art creates in your awareness? In that experience, you just want to contemplate. You forget past and future. You forget self. As the noble Emerson said, quote, "These roses under my window make no reference to former roses or to better ones. They are for what they are. They exist with God today. There's no time for them. They're simply the rose, perfect in every moment of its existence." But humans postpone or remember and do not live in the present, but with reverted eye lament the past, or heedless of the riches that surround them, stand on tiptoe to foresee the future. Humans cannot be happy and strong until they too live with nature in the present, above time. Great art creates an experience that suspends the reverted eye, the lamented past, the anticipated future, and we enter with the experience of great art into the timeless present and are with God today. Perfect in our manner and mode, open to the riches and glories of a realm that time forgot, but that great art reminds us of. Not by its content, but by what it does in us. Suspends our desire to be elsewhere. And thus it undoes the agitated grasping in the heart of the suffering self and releases us, maybe for a second, maybe for a minute, maybe for all eternity, releases us from the coil of ourselves. That is exactly the state that great art pulls us into, no matter what the actual content of the art is. Bugs or Buddhas, landscapes or abstractions, it doesn't matter in the least. In this particular regard, and from this particular perspective, great art is judged by its capacity to take your breath away, to take yourself away, to take time away, all at once. And whatever we mean by the word spirit, let us just say with Paul Tillich that it invites and involves for each of us the ultimate concern. And it is in that simple, awestruck moment when great art enters you and changes you, the spirit shines in this world just a little more brightly than it did the moment before. What if we could manage somehow to see everything in the entire universe as being exquisitely beautiful, like the finest piece of great art? What if right now we saw every single thing in event without exception as an object of extraordinary beauty? Why, we would be momentarily frozen in the face of that vision. All of our grasping and avoiding would come momentarily to rest, and we would be released from the self-contraction and uttered into the choiceless contemplation of all that is. Just as a beautiful object or artwork momentarily suspends our will, so the contemplation of the entire universe as an object of beauty would open us to the choiceless awareness of that universe, not as it should be, or might be, or could be, but simply as it is. Could it then be possible, just possible, that when the beauty of all things without exception is perceived, that we are actually standing directly in the eye of spirit, for which the entire cosmos is an object of beauty, just as it is? Precisely because the entire cosmos is, in fact, the radiant art of spirit itself. In this extraordinary vision, the entire cosmos is the artwork of your own higher self in all its shining creativity, which is exactly why every object in the universe is in truth an object of radiant beauty when perceived with the eye of spirit. And conversely, if you could right here, right now, actually see every single thing and event in the entire universe as an object of sheer beauty, you would be of necessity undone and stand as spirit. You would want nothing from the cosmos except to contemplate its unending beauty and perfection. You would not want to run from the universe or grasp it or alter it at all. In that contemplative moment, you will neither fear nor hope nor move at all. You will want nothing whatsoever except to witness it all, contemplate it unendingly. You want it never to end. Radically free of will, free of grasping, you are at a center of pure and clear awareness. Not a single particle of dust is excluded from the beauty of the cosmos, no object whatsoever. No matter how ugly or frightening or painful, not a single thing is excluded from the contemplative embrace. For each and everything in the cosmos is radically, equally, unendingly the brilliant radiance of spirit. When you behold the primordial beauty of every single thing in the cosmos, then you behold the glory of the universe in the eye of spirit. You are full to infinity, radiant with the light of 1,000 suns, And all is perfect just as it is, always and eternally, as you contemplate this, your greatest artwork, the entire cosmos. This thing of beauty, this object of unending joy and bliss, radiant in the heart of all that arises. Think of the most beautiful person you have ever seen. Think of the exact moment you looked into his or her eyes. And for a fleeting second, you were paralyzed. You couldn't take your eyes off that vision. You stared frozen in time, caught in their beauty. Now imagine that identical beauty radiating from every single thing in the entire universe. Every rock, every plant, every animal, every cloud, every person, every object, every mountain, every stream, even the garbage dumps and broken dreams, every single one of them radiates that beauty. You are quietly frozen by the gentle beauty of everything that arises around you, released from grasping, released from time, released from avoidance, released altogether into the eye of spirit, where you contemplate the unending beauty of the art that is the entire world. That all-pervading beauty is not an exercise in creative imagination. It is the actual structure of the universe. That all-pervading beauty is in truth the very nature of the cosmos right now. It is not something you have to imagine, because it is the actual structure of perception in all domains. If you remain in the eye of spirit, every object is an object of radiant beauty. If your doors of perception are cleansed, the entire cosmos is your lost and found beloved. The original face of primordial beauty forever and endlessly forever. And in the face of that stunning beauty, you will completely swoon into your own death, never to be seen or heard from again, except on those tender nights when the wind gently blows through the hills and mountains, quietly calling your name. And please allow your eyes to just close for a moment and note how your body feels. Taking some deep breaths. Briefly scan your body from head to toe, beginning at your head, scanning down through your trunk and your legs all the way to your feet. Feel your connection with the earth, our home. Our place in the cosmos. And then let your attention come back up through your body to the top of your head. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed that practice.